The Prem semi-finals are now complete. The final is set. It's going to be Northampton Saints versus the Exeter Chiefs. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people were thinking it was going to be the Saints versus Bath, but we're going to get right into that game. In this video, I'm going to be giving my review of the kind of Prem weekend of the games, kind of talking about who I saw was the best players, what I saw, how teams maybe could have performed better, but it was a really good weekend of rugby. Honestly, one of the best Prem weekends of rugby I've ever watched in my entire life. And I'm not normally a kind of a Prem watcher. I normally watch the URC, but I had to come over and watch the Prem this weekend, and it really did live up to the hype. I think from all the competitions, the Prem semi-finals, in my opinion, probably were the best. They were the most competitive, and there were some really fantastic games on show. So if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I appreciate all the support. There's going to be a lot more rugby coming out now. The Nations Championship, all three of the finals next weekend, the Super Rugby final, we have the Prem final, and we have the URC final. It's going to be absolutely awesome. For the Nations Championship, I'm going to be following all the tier 1 teams, so England, all the Six Nations teams, England, Ireland, Scotland, France, Wales, all of the Six Nations teams, and all the Southern Hemisphere teams as well. Player ratings, predicted lineups, match reactions, match previews, reacting to the lineups as well. There's going to be a lot of content coming out, so if you do enjoy that content, hit the subscribe button and stick around. It's going to be absolutely awesome. But let's get right into it. We'll start off with the Northampton Saints versus Leicester Tigers game. 45 points to the Saints, 31 points to the Leicester Tigers. It is pretty fair to say that the better team won on the day, and I think the team that deserved to go to the final for this game definitely did progress through to the final. It was honestly never going to be easy for the Leicester Tigers to win in the Northampton Saints Stadium. The atmosphere there was absolutely electric, and this Midlands derby, there's always so much on the line for this game that just going into the game, I had the feeling that Northampton Saints were just going to get the better of the Leicester Tigers, but the Tigers really put up a very good fight in this game. They were very good throughout the entire game. They've also got some very good players themselves. I mean, Freddie Stewart, Jack van Portfleet, Joe Hayes, Ollie Chesham. They've got some phenomenal players in their team. So I knew it was going to be an absolutely bruising battle, and it definitely did live up to that throughout the game. That being said, normally in the first half when things are close, Tigers were keeping it close. In the second half, there's always a period in that game where the quality on show from one of the stronger teams always comes through. You always start to see that quality come through, and that's when they kind of make that difference throughout the game. And that's when Northampton Saints really made their difference in the second half. The first half, you could see they were the better team, but in the second half, that's where they really made their difference and pulled away. That being said, this was a very competitive game, a very, very physical game, but going into the game, we all knew it was going to be a bit of a war of attrition, very physical, and it really did live up to that. So a very good game from both teams. Definitely the deserved team did make the final, and I think Northampton Saints probably will be the firm favourite in the final. But that being said, Exeter is no joke either. I knew coming into this weekend that the top 3 teams for me personally from the year was Exeter, Bath and Northampton, but the way Exeter did win that game was absolutely fantastic. So Northampton Saints are in the final now, 1 week away. Can they win the Prem? I feel like they can. I feel like all the stars are aligning for this team to really win this competition, but they've got a very, very kind of gutsy team, a very brave young team in their way, the Exeter Chiefs. And I mean, that win, 27 points to the Exeter Chiefs, 26 points to Bath. I did a match reaction on it. You can see in that video, I had no idea what was going on. I was so shocked at that result. They were 26 points to 10 behind at one stage throughout that game, and they ended up winning it 26 points to 27. Now, there has to be a lot of questions asked of some of the Bath players. There was no Finn Russell. They had a really clear kind of line of sight for a very easy drop goal attempt. There was space out wide as well, but they stuck to their guns. They tried to kind of go for the pick and go and get over the line, but Exeter Chiefs were so solid on their defense, on their line. I mean, those signings they made throughout the year, Hooper, Ikitau, Dweber, they were all throwing their bodies around, putting their bodies on the line, and they were honestly an absolute brick wall on their own line. 40 phases from Bath. I don't think I've ever seen 40 phases in my life. I think I've seen 35 plus, but 40 phases. 40 phases, and Bath still couldn't break through Exeter in the Bath Stadium, the Rec in Bath. Wow, I mean, all the things were just going on at once. I was so shocked at what was happening. I'm still kind of trying to process how Exeter actually managed to hold on for that long, because Bath wasn't bad either. Bath was playing really well throughout that game. I think the second half, Bath maybe just made a few mistakes and Exeter really kind of pounced on those opportunities and really took their opportunities and ran with it. I think this Exeter team, that is kind of the theme of this team. They take the opportunities and they just go with it. And I think they did it very well in this game, playing away from home at the Rec against a very hostile crowd, against a very good Bath team with some incredible players in some of the best form of their lives. I mean, Thomas du Toit was absolutely awesome yesterday. It was really good seeing him get the standing ovation once he left the field, because he is coming back to the Sharks, which is my team. I don't think the Sharks are going to be winning next year, but it is still very good to see that we are getting a very good informed Thomas du Toit. But it does make me sad to see him, a legend of the club like that, leaving the club, because he just looks like he's playing his best rugby there. And even me as a Springbok fan, I was hoping he would stay at Bath, because I do like Bath as a club, and I was really hoping he could stay there and maybe end his career there. But it makes sense for him to go back to the club where he kind of made his way through the ranks and made his Springbok debut as well. So a very, very, very good career at Bath for Thomas du Toit. So congratulations to him. But that being said, some silly decisions on the Bath side. You have to let me know in the comments, what would you have done? What did you see the picture as? Should they have kept going with the kind of pick and goes, going for the line there and eventually getting held up? Or should they have tried to spread the ball wide? Or should they have just gone for the old school drop goal attempt to try get the 3 points and seal the win? Let me know in the comments what you think down below, what they should have done. But me personally, I would have tried to go, I know you can't say it in retrospect, but I would have tried to go out wide and at least taken them on out wide with the opportunity of maybe scoring. From there you can still do your pick and goes, but still the whole time going with the same thing, the same pick and go. You could see Exeter was getting a lot more comfortable with that defense. They were getting honestly sucked in a lot, and there was a lot of opportunities where Bath could have done one or two passes quickly out wide and it was a 3-on-1 or 2-on-1, an easy try scoring opportunity. So at least you have to sometimes, if things aren't going your way with the pick and goes, give yourself the opportunity to go out wide, reset again and try go for the pick and goes again. That's just my thought process. I thought it was a bit of a wasted opportunity from Bath there. And I mean, you just have to give a really big testament to that Exeter defense. 40 phases, defending on their line with the kind of final insight. Honestly, I thought Bath was going to score, and I thought when they went over the line, I thought they scored, but they ended up being held up by the Exeter team. A phenomenal defensive performance, and they do say the defense does win championships, and I think Exeter really showed it there. A phenomenal second half performance from Exeter, but Bath will really be having to go back to the drawing board for this one. A season where they probably were the favourites, probably the tied favourites with Northampton Saints. They didn't get to the Champions Cup final either. They didn't get to the Prem final. So all in all, a very disappointing season for this absolutely quality Bath side, who in the start of the game was looking like they were going to run away with it. So things need to be asked about this Bath team right now, but I'm pretty confident that this Bath team going forward into the coming seasons, into the coming years, are going to go very far, and they're going to do a lot of good things and win a few more Prem titles as well. That being said, they might not have the same players, but they've got some very good young players coming through as well. So a very disappointing performance for Bath, an absolutely ecstatic win for Exeter. But now the final is set, Northampton Saints versus Exeter Chiefs. I think right now my early prediction has to be Northampton Saints. I know Exeter are going to really have to try get emotionally up for this next game the same way they did for this one. We saw that in the 2023 World Cup semi-final, England versus South Africa. South Africa just played a very bruising, tight encounter against France the week before, and they just physically couldn't get up for it as emotionally. They just emotionally could not get up for it the same way, and physically England were there and they were dominating throughout the entire game. I do suspect that something like this could happen. There might be signs of this, that it could happen, that Northampton Saints are going to be better rested. One day's rest at this level makes a big difference as well. One day's extra rest. They kind of had less of an emotional performance as well. The way that Exeter won their game, it's going to be very difficult for them to get up the same way for this next game. But I'm here to be surprised, and I do hope that Exeter can pull off an upset, because I love watching the underdogs win. But that being said, are they really underdogs? They've got some really good international players in their team. They're peaking at the right time right now. They beat Bath at home and they looked really good doing it. And they might get a few players back as well from injury. So Exeter has a really good chance of winning this game, and I won't even call it a fighter's chance. I think this game is going to be a 50-50, and this is what we love about the Prem. It's going to be a 50-50 going into this one. Whoever's the better team on the day will end up the champions of the Premiership. It's going to be absolutely awesome. But if you do enjoy the content, please leave a comment down below, like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. We are nearly at 3,000 subscribers. The goal is 10,000 by the end of the year. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.